welcome back to my channel, and thank you guys for your continued support as always. So I want to get right into it. Now, some of you that follow me on Instagram probably already know what this is going to be about. Now, I put up a post a few days ago, and it was giving a different perspective about how to take rejection when it comes to dealing with people in general, not just in dating, but it could be friendships, it could be family, any kind of relationship. So I don't know a verbatim. The daggone post didn't save on my phone, so I'm just gonna have to go at the top of my head. But I believe it said, some people reject you because your love doesn't feel like pain. It's not you, it's their history. Which got me also thinking about trauma bonding, how people, like to bond with people based off of past trauma. And so I'll probably get into that a little bit later in the video. And granted, guys, don't come here trying to validate your feelings, because I know sometimes we give certain situations more credit than it deserves. We give people more credit than what they deserve. Sometimes certain things it's just supposed to be there for a season. And not everybody is rejecting you or not wanting to stay around because of their unhealed pain. Sometimes it's really because they just don't feel like you're that one. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but like I said, we give people way too much credit to certain situations, way too much credit. And it's just what it is. It was supposed to be there for that moment. And sometimes you just have to learn how to get a different perspective on things and understand yourself enough to know and really dig deep down in your core and say, hey, was this person really for me, or was I just attached to the idea of them? And trust me, I've had to do this before too. I've had to dig deep and think like, okay, is this person really for me? So don't come over here and try to validate your feelings. It's not always that the person isn't healed. It's because that person just felt like you weren't for them. And that's just what it is. And so you guys know I like to help you gain a different perspective, because this is kind of what helped me in my process of dealing with people now moving forward. Because when you have someone like me who deals with anxiety, I already overthink a lot of stuff and worry from time to time, and I try not to let it get the best of me. So a good way to not allow your mind to play tricks on you is to learn different perspectives and gain new knowledge, so that you're not stuck in a certain understanding that is not going to serve you. So, take that for what it is. Don't think I'm being insensitive, but it is good to learn different perspectives, so that you, sometimes you're not leaning on your own understanding, of, or the way that you're used to thinking, all the time. Sometimes we're thinking from a place of, I feel like I'm getting off track, but I hope you guys understood what I was saying with that. But yeah, some people are just not able to accept love. Some people are just not able to accept love. And I say accept love. When I say accept love, I'm talking about the type of love that is coming from a healed place, and not the type of love that you've experienced that you think is love. Because sometimes our experiences that we have had has not came from a healed person, and we weren't healed as well. So we were just only expressing how we knew how to express, and we thought it was love when it really wasn't. So when I say some of us don't know how to accept love, we don't know how to accept real, true, healed expression of love. I've even heard people, think it was weird that their partner was so loving and understanding and wanting to make the situation work, and they didn't trust them because of it, because they thought it was weird. I've heard a few people say that, actually. And most of the time, that's just coming from a place of not witnessing people actually, showing you grace, because love is unconditional. It's about you being able to show grace And if you believe in God, you understand where I'm coming from. If you don't, then, whatever. But I feel like everyone should believe in grace, even if you don't believe in God. Because if you really love someone, you'll allow them some grace. Now, that don't mean be the fool, be boo-boo the fool. That just means, allow them the grace to grow, especially, when you see them trying. But there are some people who don't know how to accept love, and you can't try to make them accept it. You have to allow them to get into that space where they're able to. And sometimes that's just what it is. And I think the standard for love and relationship is so low nowadays that toxicity is just normalized. So I'll go into some examples because this is really stuff that I wanted to touch on when it comes to people, just rejecting you because they're so used to their version of love is really what pain is. So when people always walk around saying that they want their man or woman to be crazy or aggressive or whatever the case may be, that's really you projecting your mommy and daddy issues. And it's not me saying it in a shady way. It's just that's what it is. In most cases, that's what it is. And so we have to come to that understanding like, hey, am I projecting? Because yes, you want someone who doesn't let you walk all over them, knows what they want out of life. That is the healthy way of someone not being aggressive, but being assertive. Because someone can come to you and confront you and you can have a disagreement with them and they know how to talk to you like an adult and they're not yelling at you. They're not trying to lay hands on you. They're not mentally abusing you. They're not doing all of that just to be able to get their point across. They're actually communicating like an adult. Now, a healthy person is going to do that. Now, we're human, so we're not perfect. And, all of us have had a point in life where we have been, maybe a little aggressive in situations. And we had to learn maybe that's not the right way to deal. And then sometimes we might step into that a little bit because sometimes people try you. And so not to say we're going to be 100% perfect in dealing with situations all the time, because it also depends on your level of patience. But that's not healthy to say you want someone that's crazy, that's going to bust your windows out, that's going to key your car to show you that they love you. That's not showing you that they love you. That shows that something is wrong. And that's probably going to sound funny to most people. But yeah, it's something wrong with that person. Just because they show you, that's not the way someone shows you that they love you. I guess Beyonce, they got y'all all messed up with that crazy in love thing. But if you want to be realistic, you don't really want to be crazy in love. You want to be healed in love. And that's when you really are going to experience real love. Now, if you're a person that is healed, sometimes you might attract people who, you're going to more than likely attract a lot more people who aren't healed before you get to the person that is. That's just life. That's just life. It's sad to say that. That's just like when you say you're going to have to deal with so many issues until you get to that end goal that you've always wanted to reach. And it's sad that sometimes you have to go to these obstacles, but that's just what it is, because every situation, think about it, like I said, a different perspective is a lesson. It's a lesson in it. What's another example? People chasing down behind people who aren't emotionally available. I've done it. I ain't gonna sit here and flex on you guys like I have just, because I would be married right now if I actually walked in my highest self, in the healed version of me. And not to say, because I put something online the other day saying about toxic positivity. Just because you ain't at your 100% healed self does not mean you do not deserve love, because everyone, I feel like, deserves love. And most times I think the people who aren't at their 100% healed self or higher self, because you're not perfect, but I do feel like people who aren't at that in that place needs a lot more love. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, just chasing behind people who are not emotionally available to you, and that shows that you are used to sometimes you might just have abandonment issues. And so because of that, it's like you're almost always constantly trying to prove yourself to this person. And I feel like I'm kind of more so talking to the people that are on the opposite end, the ones that are doing the rejecting. But I guess this is me trying to get some people who are being rejected to understand what place these people are coming from that do that, where they might, y'all seen that meme where they say you're texting them and they not responding back, but they also waiting for the person that they want to talk to respond back. It's like a never ending cycle. Like, you also seen that meme where they said everybody's ugly to somebody. And I don't really like using that word ugly because that's kind of mean, but it is, I would say, unattractive. Everyone doesn't, everyone has their own taste. And just because you might feel like you define this thing, somebody else might feel like you define this thing, don't mean to this other person you define this thing, because everyone has their types. And that's just what it is. But yeah, I was speaking on trauma bonding. Usually people will reject you because they are trauma bonding with someone else, because that feels comfortable for them. That feels like the right thing to do. And so that's, long story short, when it comes to trauma bonding. So yeah, guys, I just want you to take, whatever perspective you got from this video, whatever gems, whatever bit of advice for those who are being rejected, due to dealing with someone who is used to pain, understand their side. And for those who are doing the rejecting, look at the way you could be perceived on the other side, and how you could be hurting people, going through life hurting people, because you haven't healed. So, don't go, and I think the worst form of doing that is leading people on. Most cases, a lot of times, that's where the issue lies when people reject you, because sometimes it's not them coming to you or they ghost you or something like that. Because most times it's not them coming to you and telling you, because the person that's coming from a healthy, healed place, they're going to communicate to you like an adult and say, hey, I don't think we're a fit. But the person who's not, they're probably going to ghost you, or they're going to lead you on, make you feel like it's going to be something, or maybe not make you feel like it's going to be something, but just, have you lingering, have you, and sometimes it's not their fault that we create these ideas in our head, but sometimes their actions might show us something, and and sometimes they might tell us certain things. Now, I've learned that I'm not listening to people's words anymore. So for me, I'm not doing that. But sometimes people do put on a good act. And sometimes you have to decipher, okay, is this, sorry, I dropped my other phone. But is this, just look at, it's certain things that you'll be able to see if a person is leading you on, they really ain't trying to, be with you, because they'll either, sprinkle stuff here and there, but they won't do too much. Yeah. I didn't really think this part all the way through, but y'all get what I'm saying. People, I'm trying to think about the situations I've had to deal with where a person's actions, because it is hard to not think that it's supposed to be something when a person's actions is coming off like they want it to be something. Because it's one thing if they say stuff and you see they ain't doing, it's like, I know you BSing. But if they are like doing things and then come to find out, oh, they got somebody else that they're dealing with, and they just played it off so perfectly, You know, it's so many angles, you know, you can go with all of this stuff. But be safe out here in these streets, y'all. Because it can get hard, but I don't want you guys to be discouraged. And that's what this video is for. So guys, comment down below. Tell me what you think, what your experiences have been. And if you need sessions, you know, to get over heartbreak, need to heal from any relationship. Because this is not, to be honest, I don't want to just speak on dating. This is with anybody, family, friends also. Because I've had to deal with breakups from friends and, you know, had to, you know, kind of distance myself from family. And that happens. It just happens in any relationship. And sometimes you can be born in the same family, it'll even be your sibling, and they still don't know how to love properly, but you do. And that's crazy how that can happen. But it happens. So guys, until next time, be blessed.